Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I just wanted to make a relaxing guide showing you guys some tips and suggestions on how to play Mercy more effectively, especially in the current patch where she's been nerfed pretty hard, but she's by no means unplayable, and in fact she's still a very strong support. Even though I do agree that Phaura is probably the best overall healer in the game right now, there are certain situations where I think Mercy is still better and more reliable in. One such example is where you might have a lot of high mobility heroes on your team and it might be difficult for an Ana or a Phaura to heal those heroes, whereas with Mercy, due to the nature of her locking beam, it's a lot easier and more reliable. Nevertheless, I think Mercy is still a great consistent pick, and I don't really think she's as bad as most people seem to make her out to be. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so the most important thing with Mercy right now is knowing when to use your ultimate and when to res people. As you all know, the delay on res is no longer removed when you use Valkyrie, so I guess as a general rule, what you want to do is really res people before or after you use ult. However, there will be times when you need to res a vital player of your team just so you can keep your numbers up and contest a fight. For example, here the enemy team is pushing very hard and they've already taken out our 2 tanks. I know that if I don't Valk and res someone, they're just going to push it all the way and there's no way that we can contest. One tip I can give you if you have to res someone mid-Valk is to see if there's any teammates that are reasonably far enough away so that you can instantly fly to them as soon as your res ends. And this brings me to using Valkyrie as an offensive ultimate. I think a lot of people underestimate how good Mercy's AoE healing and damage boosting is, and it can actually be very useful as an initiator to start team fights. For example, if you have a lot of dive heroes on your team who are about to go in, pop your Valk so that you can keep their heals and damage up. But when you do this, try to keep track of the enemy's ults as well, because more often than not, they're going to have a Soldier 76 or a McCree with High Noon ready to take you down. My next suggestion is to really work on and improve your positioning and movement. And this is going to be a combination of mastering how to use your Guardian Angel effectively, as well as how to make the most use out of your surroundings. Now, I personally like to have Guardian Angel preferred beam on because it gives me so much control over my movement without compromising my ability to see what's happening around me. As you can see in this clip here, I'm literally in the middle of a team fight and it's going to be very hard for me to survive. If you watch carefully, my movement is completely dictated by whoever my beam is attached to. This allows me to move in any direction freely without having to physically turn around and look at the teammate I want to fly to. As a result, I can survive long enough to get my Valk back and give myself just a little bit more breathing space. Unfortunately, we are still losing numbers, but I know I can get this res off using the payload as cover. Which brings me to the point of using your surroundings to not only guide your movement, but also keep yourself alive for as long as possible. Now I do die eventually here, but I think given the circumstances, I did a pretty good job keeping myself alive. One thing I want to point out here is that it's a very tight enclosed space, and I can't really make the most use out of Mercy's bunny hop ability as much as I'd like to. So in this clip, the area is obviously a lot bigger and I can really make the most use out of bunny hopping to not only make myself move faster, but to cover more distance as well. Notice how as Genji Dragon Blades me, I'm able to slingshot myself away so that I don't take any more than 1 slash, in which case I'd probably be dead. This ties back into really practicing and being as efficient as possible as you can with Guardian Angel, so you don't accidentally tap and fall short of where you want to land, or you accidentally hold it for too long and fly way too far. Another general tip I can give you guys is to just try and alternate between healing and damage boosting as much as you can. If you have DPS heroes doing a lot of damage, such as Soldier or Phaura, obviously try and damage boost them as much as you can, but in general, try and damage boost when their attacks land, just to give you that bit of extra charge. And just on that topic of ult charge, as a Mercy player, try and be greedy. And when I say that, what I mean is don't let any sliver of ult charge pass you by. If someone needs healing, then top them up, or if no one needs healing, then damage boost whoever does the most damage. If you're in the middle of Valkyrie and your team has already won the fight, then stop healing and wait for your ult to end. This will give you an immediate head start to charging your next Valk. Now obviously there are going to be things that you need to be aware of regardless of what hero you play. For example, holding onto your ult when your team is being wombo comboed, knowing that your ult isn't going to make any difference and will instead just make you lose even harder because the enemy team will probably just steamroll you on the next point. Or just making the most use out of high ground as much as you can because obviously you're not going to be in the line of fire as much. But remember this, the one and most important thing for any Mercy player is to die as little as possible. If you can't keep yourself alive, how in the hell are you going to keep somebody else alive? Can I get an amen up in here? So as I mentioned before, try and work on things such as positioning, movement, keeping track of the enemy's ultimates, and try and know where your teammates are at any given time, in case you're in need of a really quick way out. So all in all, I'm not trying to make Mercy seem like the hardest hero in the game, but after playing so many hours of her and observing how other people play her, there are so many things that we can all improve and become better at. Please trust me, even in a current nerf state, if you can just even improve at a few of these things, it's really not that hard getting to masters, and I believe you can all do it. And for anyone who wants to say, oh, why even bother, just pick Moira or a better healer. Firstly, Mercy isn't even bad, and secondly, she has a huge fan base of players who genuinely love to play her, so if you have nothing positive to say, please take it somewhere else. I know some of you are higher ranked than me, and I also know some of you absolutely hate anyone that doesn't pick meta heroes, but guess what? I'm not here to teach you guys how to get into the Overwatch League, so that's that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.